Hey, so today I want to talk about a 2015 film called Circle. It's directed by Aaron Mann and Mario Mascione. Now, this film has a lot of divisive reception online, and after you watch it, you can absolutely see why is that. Because, first of all, this film is barely a film. It's more like a gimmick, or at least it feels like a part of a film that's just the middle. There's no beginning or there's no end. There's no setup. There's no resolution. They just had a very good idea, and they just want to execute it, and they kind of executed it half-assly. Now, if you want to talk about the plot of the film, it's really simple. There are a bunch of people in a circle, and they are getting killed off in every 2 minutes, and they have to choose who they want to kill off. That's that. Now, there's a lot of commentary, and these are not subtle to be exact, because most of the characters in this film are actually kind of stereotypes. You got your marine, you got your white collared worker, you got your illegal alien, you got the pregnant woman, you got the asshole, you got the hippie, you got the woke guy, you got everything. So in that way, this seems like a very kind of a weird hodgepodge of social commentary. This is not really subtext, this is like overtext. This is even more than text, because all their prejudices, their bias, their social commentary just came out of the door. I feel like this film could have been a lot better if they actually tried to make it like a coherent film. There is a reason, or there was a setup why that was happening, how these things are going, and how this is happening. Because when how the gay guy people get killed off, where they are going after they get killed off, nothing is explained. So it's basically a very half-assed film, and it's more like a science experiment rather than a film. Now, being said, this is a 1.5 hour film, and I think there's plenty to enjoy here. If you enjoy kind of gimmicky films, or like films like slasher films or more thriller films where everything is very tight knit and you're just there for that thing and you don't want an all around wholesome fun or a whole story even, then I think this is the perfect kind of film. In that way, you will not be missing out on much. But if you like a full rounded film where there's depth and nuances and setups and payoffs, then this is not the kind of film for you. This film actually is like very bare bones. They try to do a lot, but there's not a lot of elements, so they try to keep it minimum. I think a recent Netflix film that reminds me of is actually Platform. Now, Platform had a lot of setup. Their critique was also not that kind of nuanced, but I think that it was a little less overt. But in here, it's very overt, and they just sometimes say things outright. Now, the ending of this film is actually also quite controversial. Now, I thought the ending was fine because the type of film that they were setting up, it's just bound to kind of disappoint. But if you go to see the end of the film, I think this is a critique of the current woke culture that is going on around here and the hypocrisy of people. So in that way, I think this works fine, and I think I don't know if 2015, but it's now relevant more than ever. And in this social media zeitgeist that we live in, and in this era, I think this is actually quite a good commentary. Now, be said, if you do not like a tight-knit film where things just happen and there's not a lot of explanation and there's a lot of resolution or setup, you will definitely hate this film. Do not watch this film. But if you like gimmick films like your Escape Room or Saw, or where you can just pass along with the gimmick and that's alright for you, then I think you will like this film. But other than that, I think this film is a very like kind of sort of split in the middle, and that's why I'm giving 2.5 out of 5. And I think you should watch it based on your own taste and your own time.